fight single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
unlicensed
therapy with Ari Mannis.
I was in Arkansas.
Damn, I should have gone with you.
I know.
I didn't realize you're going to Arkansas. I freaking love Arkansas.
Fucking love Arkansas. Such a cool place.
I know nothing about Arkansas. There's a few states in the country. I'm like, what are they known for?
Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah, he's hot. I have his watch.
Arkansas, yep.
Not on me right now, but I have it at home. Timex Iron Man.
Right. Little Rock. Segregation.
Little Rock where there were witches?
No, that's
Salem. Yeah.
Little Rock was where they desegregated for the first time.
So it was really progressive then in Little Rock?
I think it was just the first place where black and white people were kind of
intermingling
together. Yeah.
So that means in that time, Little Rock people were like ahead of the curve.
Well, there was like Ruby Bridges. I don't know if it was at Little Rock, but she, like, adults literally like threw stuff at her. Like a little black girl because she wanted to go to white school.
You know so much about black history.
Well, as a black woman, I think it's important.
And I did want to talk about, there's a perfect segue that you're on the show Wild and Out.
Did we start, by the way?
It's recording.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I was doing I was holding all my stuff. Okay, ready? I have to get in recording mode. Yeah, I am on Wild and Out.
Oh, God, don't do that.
Yes. So ask me about Wild and Out.
Wild and Out is a black television show on MTV, and they don't like it to be called that, but that's what I'm calling it.
They don't like to be called black?
They don't like it to be called a black television show, I bet.
Really?
No one's told me that, but I bet. They just want to be like, we're just a television show.
No, they like being black.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a black show.
They like being black.
I mean, some white people watch it, I'm sure.
Here's an example. They like being black. That's not a bad thing.
Sure.
They're not.
I wish I was black.
They're not like, why does it have to be? No, they're pretty black.
Black as me?
Here's an example of how my social medias are different. I go on Twitter, March Madness, women's final, you know.
Oh, the girl who was
girls,
like,
both the girls.
The ring.
Caitlin Clark was the original white girl who was doing this.
To her, she was doing it to her teammate, right?
Yeah.
I think I understand everything.
And then Angel Reese, post-game, did it and then pointed at her ring, walked around. My whole Twitter feed is kind of like, you know, like just like white guys, I guess. Dave Portnoy, Barstool, classless. Angel Reese is classless. Caitlin Clark is the hero. Wow. My whole Instagram feed is my castmates saying that Angel Reese
is the hero.
Is the hero.
I gotta say,
millions and millions of likes.
What's your take on it?
My take is that they're 20-year-old girls playing sports. And I'm glad that people are just watching women's sports in general.
True.
I think men have been doing shit like this for millions of years. I don't think using the word classless to describe a 20-year-old college sophomore is appropriate. I think she probably got carried away emotionally because she's playing in a massive competition that 9 million people are watching at once.
I wonder, why did so many people watch it? Is it because society has progressed and people just like women's sports? Is it what made it that one so special?
Society has not progressed. It's really mostly people watch it because the one player from Iowa, Caitlin Clark, is so good.
The white girl.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so she got a lot of heat.
I'm on.
And she made it more fun to watch. She was throwing like shots from the middle of the court.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm on. What's Reese's first name?
Angel.
I'm on Angel Reese's side. It's like. First off, people are like, oh, it's okay that Caitlin Clark did the ring thing because she did to her teammate.
Right.
But everyone could see it. It's still disrespectful. If I saw this other team pointing at each other going ring, I'd be like, fucking assholes.
She wasn't doing the ring. She was just doing this. And this is just like,
that?
You can't see me.
Oh, okay.
She ran by and did this.
Oh, okay. I misinterpreted it.
And then Angel went, after LSU beat Iowa, she went to and walked like around the court with her.
Just making fun
in front of her face and going like this. Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were doing the same sign to each other. It was different.
Caitlin would run back like after she shot and go like this.
As like a victory dance?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
that's what I thought.
Fine.
That's what I was like, yeah.
So to me, that's kind of like, look at me. It's showboating, right?
Yeah.
And then Angel Reese showboated at the end.
Yeah, I think they're both showboating. I don't think it's worth massive
Why do you have to
think pieces on race and other stuff. I don't think it's also worth calling someone classless.
Yeah. And also, that's what makes sports fun.
That's what
is
I
celebrating.
said.
If I score and I'm really proud and I'm in the moment, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, you guys suck. I just did that.
Yeah.
Angel
I
Reese,
know. I think it's fun and funny.
Yeah. Fernando Tatis on the Padres, he rounds the bases and he does this little victory lap at third base.
Yeah.
People got all mad when he started doing that. It's like, that's fun.
I think it's funny, and I also think the girls are young. And
the only time I get mad at people showboating, victory dance, whatever you want to call it, is when they take too long doing it. You're like, all right, come on, let's play the game. I came here to watch the game. So it's like sometimes victory dances after a touchdown. I'm like, okay, I don't need a 1 minute dance.
Well,
if you
what
want
about
to
the girl
do a little...
on the thing? She did it at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's
after
fine.
the game. Now, here's a question. People are mad that Jill Biden invited both teams to the White House instead of just the winning team.
Oh, interesting. Why do you think she did that?
Well, Caitlin Clark was basically the reason people watched the whole thing in general.
So they wanted to invite Caitlin Clark.
And they're calling it participation trophy type of stuff.
Well, at the end of the day, that's not really a trophy, right? That's just getting invited to the White House. And congratulations, you get to shake hands with the oldest senile president in the world. Who cares?
Oldest. Who knows if he'll even be there? Dr. Jill Biden invited them.
Yeah,
so.
Let them all go.
I don't know.
Do they all get paid to flown out there? Or do they have to pay their own way?
They probably get flown and put up.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really care. And it's also, if I was the winning team, as long as you get to meet them and you get that experience, who cares if the other team gets it? That's just more people getting a cool experience.
I know, but Angel has been going off on Twitter
saying they shouldn't.
She was like,
it
was like a press release that was like Jill Biden to invite LSU and Iowa to the White House, and she just tweeted like, "Hell nah," like 80,000 likes. And then Obama said, "Congratulations to LSU," and she tweeted, "That's my president."
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I think it's entertaining.
It is entertaining.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It comes down to a 20-year-old girl being a little immature.
Yeah, and she's
been there.
Played basketball for a long time and just wanted to win. And the whole league is obsessed with one girl, so probably makes you, if you're young, makes you feel a certain way.
Right.
It's like if you start comedy and you're a veteran, some new young gun comes in.
Happens every day.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing this if I beat them for something.
Happens every day.
Literally
every week.
Day. Some new hot thing pulls through.
So I want to know, and this is going to be cheesy, and I know you've talked about it probably.
Nervous.
But I want to know the process of you getting the show Wild and Out.
Okay.
I want to know for the people out there, for the young black boys listening to this, the little black boys.
I know you have a lot of YBBs, so.
Wild and Out. They're listening to this. Or the little black girls, too. They're listening to this. And they're thinking, how do I get on Wild and Out? I love that show. I love rapping. I love dissing people. I'm funny.
Ready?
I'm wild.
I'll tell you how. So in New York, in the stand-up scene, I used to do roast battles. I did like 50 of them.
I remember.
In 1 year, we did Roast Masters.
I remember Roast Battle. I didn't watch them, but
yeah, Roast Masters at the Stand was huge on YouTube before people were doing like any internet stuff. Roast Battle, and then Jeff Ross had his whole thing, and
the Comedy Central Roast Battle. Yeah,
those were huge.
Were you on those or not?
No, every time we did Roast Masters, they were like, you have to do really well because they're LA Comedy Central's watching these, and then the announcement comes out and it's all LA comics. It's all Jeff's people.
Yeah, Jeff just picked who he wanted.
Whatever. But then
there was a few New York guys, but they were like the bigger guys.
Yeah. So it was like April 2019. I see a little social media post that's like, Wild and Out is looking for roast battlers and rap battlers.
And you're like, I'm a roast battler.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like my day job. So, and that was back then when you just shoot for everything.
Yeah.
I was doing comedy festivals in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Competitions, like so many like scamish type of things. So it wasn't the below me. to submit for that. I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, probably won't get it. It's just another thing that I do. Sent them my roast masters, tapes, and stuff like that. And then I went in and auditioned in front of like Nick Cannon and the producers.
Wow, that was audition one. Was in front of the main.
Yeah, audition one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have audition one. I'm gonna audition for a tape and an assistant, and then if they like it, then I'll move on to that round.
There was like some weeding out of casting through my video. They were like, "You've been accepted to audition." I think that's just weeding out fucking idiots.
Right.
But they did for mine. It was season 14. They did like a casting documentary for it.
Oh,
so
cool.
Nick Cannon was in it. So they did like Road to season 14.
I see.
So they showed like Nick and me auditioning, and they put.
Have you seen that documentary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And I go in, I'm like, "What's up? I'm Maddie. I am originally from Buffalo. I did a little bit of stand-up jokes, and then I told them how I do roasting and how it's the same as rap battling, but you just rhyme it." And then they were like, "What other bars do you have?" I had some like raps prepped.
They say what other bars, meaning a rap?
Yeah, they were like,
Man,
"Be
I wouldn't
prepared
even
to
know
like."
what that meant.
They were like, "Be prepared to rap battle like anyone." So I just wrote like generic bars.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Here's something I would write for a fat guy. Some blah 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 blah. You better lose weight before you lose your feet." Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, "Okay, how does the callback sound?" I was like, "That sounds great."
This is
Cool.
in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You got to call back
In the room.
which is also typically not how it goes.
I know.
But for the documentary,
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I go back, I sit down, there's a million people being like, I gotta call back. And they're
So
like,
you
what
still
is the
didn't think
callback?
much because you heard a bunch of people going, I got to call
and there's
back.
a million people. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is such a long day.
Yeah.
I'm like actually annoyed that
Yeah.
I'm sitting there all day. And then they
How
bring
long
us
were you sitting there before you had to go in the room?
maybe an hour. It was short. The waiting for the audition was a long time. And then waiting for the callback was actually super quick.
Okay, cool.
And I had some bars ready because I knew it was like a 2-team. They were like, "You guys are gonna do like a wild style," which is like a rap battle between 2 teams.
And so you're in the room with random people you don't know, random other comedians.
1 mic per team.
Okay.
Absolute chaos. And I'm like, I'm either gonna get on this mic and get my jokes out that I had ready. I wrote generic stuff just in case. I was like, I'm either gonna get these out or I'm just gonna sink to the back and this will be a stupid day. I was like, make the most of this day.
But you're there, you can't sink to the back.
You can't sing to the back, but it was super like pushy. Like,
yeah, everyone wanted
blah, blah, blah.
to be on mic.
Yeah. So there's mics and Nick Cannon's in the middle. He's like, here's how this works. 2 teams, get on the mic, say your bars, blah, blah, blah. And they put a beat on. It's like, okay, we're going back and forth. People are bombing. And I'm like, all right, people are bombing. People are trying to improvise. People are trying to, no one has anything.
I bet no one prepared like you did.
Yeah, I prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I grilled people on Wild and Out, and I also knew like I don't really rap on my feet, but I can come up with beats and or come up with bars because I roasted, and it's like not that hard to.
Yeah.
The first line is a throwaway. The second line is a punch. So I get on the mic and I'm like, all right. I look at a guy. I'm like, you look like an extra in the movie Get Out, which is also what you hear in the movies when you're loud.
Didn't even rhyme.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. People are like, what the fuck? And then so I said some other stuff. I don't even remember what I said, but each time I got on the mic, it was like hit, hit, hit. Someone else comes in, they're like, hold up. They're like, all right. And like bombing. Really no one. Some white guy's there and he's supposed to be like a really good freestyler. He goes up and bombs.
Damn.
Everyone's just bombing. I'm like, what are you doing? Why didn't you prepare? Now I'm getting annoyed.
It's because no one prepared, it sounds like.
Now I'm getting annoyed. And then I end up closing. They're like, who has something to close? And I'm like, you're just a fucking loser dude. Black Lives Matter, but not so much you. Murders.
Yeah.
And then it ends. I'm like, if I don't get this gig, then it's on them because I did so
you did the
well.
best.
Yeah.
You did the best in the room. You did the best you could do. You prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
You showed them what you had.
I was honestly like, I don't care if I didn't get it because there's nothing worse than having like a mid audition and being like overthinking it. There was no overthinking. I murdered.
Right. So you're like, I did it.
Yeah.
So it's on them. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And then you got it.
Yep.
So there was one callback. You killed the callback, and that was it.
That was it.
Boom.
Well, then I was on a flight from Chicago. I was I was featuring. Remember those days?
You've been there right now.
Still there, Ari.
Yeah.
Featuring at the Comedy Bar. On the flight back, I got an email that was like, we're flying you to Atlanta to to test for Wild and Out. So it was like more testing.
Got it. So essentially a callback?
It was like
but a paid
workshops. Paid maybe like $200 a day or $400 a day. And it was workshops.
Got it.
Where they audition you.
So you still could have lost it at this
Yes.
point. Yeah.
So now I'm like, fuck. I have 5 days of fucking trying to, and that's, dude, it was awful. You get there, we're in Atlanta, and it's a bunch of new people, and then it's a bunch of people who had been on for less than 4 seasons.
Oh, so your first 4 seasons, you basically still have to go test every season?
Kind of, but you're not really on the, some people get kicked out, but it's more of like a threat to everyone else.
Right. It's saying, hey, you still got to bring it.
Yeah.
Damn, it's like a sports camp.
It's crazy. And the guy who does it, he's the EP, his name is Niall Evans. He does it like he's a basketball coach.
Got it. He takes it very seriously and makes you feel like you might not, you gotta kill it for me.
Yes. Yeah. Like no one is safe. So the first day we get there, we're posted up in like a ballroom and a conference room in a hotel. There's tables, there's cameras, and there's like...
For the documentary still?
Yeah, and for their own stuff, because they still film all that stuff to this day. There's a bunch of people on their computers, and you're like, what the fuck? You're in the corner, there's like crazy props, because we play a props game. Mm-hmm. There's a Wild and Out logo on the wall. And we come in, we get breakfast. I meet some people. None of the veterans are there, like Justina or anything. It's just like newer people.
Right.
And the guy, Niall, goes, all right, circle up. Oh
my gosh, that sounds so nerve-wracking. It sounds like an improv class, but even worse.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Massive circle. And he goes, this circle is way too big. Within 3 days, it's going to be at least 10 people smaller. I'm like,
and
what
that's true, probably.
It is. Yeah. And there's old people and there's new people there. Mm-hmm. And so each day there are less and less people.
Wow.
And I just made sure to, like, by the first day, I was like doing my.
So did you do the same thing where you came prepared, like you had stuff written before each day? I
was going back to my hotel room. I was like practicing rapping. I was practicing the games. I was like writing bars a lot.
Wow.
Because it would be a full day. We would get there at. Call time for the day would be at 9 to 10 a.m. breakfast, 10 to 1 games. Every game. They're like, all right, let's do pick up and kill it. And we all get in our teams. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Pits, beat, pick up and kill it. All right, let's play Let Me Holla. Someone stands here and we hit on the girl. You have 5 minutes to come up with a joke for each game.
Wow.
So it was super crazy,
You know, I'll say... Hearing this makes me respect the show more and the people on it more.
I'm saying.
I have to say,
it is a lot of work.
I didn't realize. Like, I watched that show and I'm like, it's funny, it's cute, but like not for me. And I'm like, that's a shit show. But hearing that, I'm like, it sounds really competitive.
It
sounds like
super competitive.
The best people probably rise to the top on it.
It's incredibly like a meritocracy. There's some people on it who are like, all right, they're on it because they have 1 million followers. They don't put on any work anymore.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I got episodes because I was crushing every time I was on the mic.
Yeah.
Then people mope around, and I'm like, yeah, because you're not doing well.
Right.
It's money. You can't. They can't waste film time on you. Yeah.
Damn, Maddie.
I'm just saying, it like makes sense. It makes total sense.
Makes total sense. No, I had no idea that was the process. Mm-hmm. That sounds more intense than some of the SNL processes I've heard of.
And so Niall, and then like if we're playing a game. I go up and they'd be like, you keep doing you. We love what you're doing. Other people, they'd be like, you get 1 episode to prove to us why you should still be on the show.
They say that in the testing. We're going to get you, we're going to give you 1 this season.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're great.
Yep. Yeah.
Now,
and he's like, I could name 5 people who I could get rid of right now.
Damn. Do you feel as though you do get a little boost because you're probably one of 2 white girls or whatever?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Super boost.
Okay,
They
cool.
want me to be corny. They want me to have no rhythm. I am super lucky, but at the same time, they've said, like, we never found, like, a white girl who fit the way you did. So I can't undermine myself that much.
Sure. You still got to be good.
I got lucky in that there were no white women and I fit the spot perfectly.
Right.
But I'm also good at every game.
Yeah.
And I'm super funny.
Totally.
And
you
people
do
watch
your
the
homework.
show for me. Yeah. So there is like that, but I could have been fired after 2 seasons.
Totally. Yeah.
People
If you
peter
weren't
out.
good, you would not still be around. Yeah.
There's
totally.
new Jewish people who they're still trying to figure out like what their thing is. And I sort of just went in and was really good at comedy.
Yeah.
So whether I'm doing like I'm bad at dancing or I'm being really mean to people, I'm like a good fit. So there is the white thing, but also I'm just pretty funny.
The white thing gives you a little help. It doesn't. Oh, I'm good.
And it helps me to kind of like, you do whatever you want. You're like, Niall will be like, stop with all the dirty, stop with all the easy jokes. And then he'll be like, you're fine. They don't care. Like, they don't care.
Right.
I'm in a good place because I've
so,
kind of carved out a little corner for myself.
So Niles basically sounds like in charge of the whole testing process. Does that continue when the actual show starts? Is he one of the main guys over there orchestrating?
Yeah, I've seen people get tossed out mid-season. Seen people, they'll get an episode and then just
Didn't
booted.
kill it.
Yeah. Niall's definitely like the cast like coach, because there is another EP, her name's Annie, but she doesn't really deal with cast. She's more like big picture.
Right.
Nick is on his way, we need to blah blah blah.
So I'm sure you felt really nervous for the first few seasons even.
Yeah.
Do you still feel nervous? Like what point were you like, okay, I'm good, they like me here, I'm pretty comfortable?
I think like last season we did 2 seasons. Usually we film 1 season and it takes 2 weeks to film, twice a year. And then I think in September of 2022, we did 2 seasons back to back, and it was a whole month. And I think that's when I was like, all right, you got to stop freaking out about this. You're solidified here. It's hurting your mental health.
Yeah.
You can't be losing your mind over this. You're a touring comedian. You open for Bert.
Yeah, you don't
and
even
Theo.
need it.
Yeah. So I'm more like, all right, I'm chill. I'm solidified. I have like 4 compilations on YouTube. They use me for all the digital stuff. People love me. Take a chill pill. I try to have fun.
Yeah.
I think last time I went, I was like, you got to learn how to have fun here, or else you're gonna go crazy.
And do you think that made you even better? Change anything? Worse? Like,
I think it changed
just your own mental health.
just my mental health, because I don't really have. Because my first few seasons, it was like I would stay up all night. I wouldn't like sleep until I had like 16 bars written for the next day. Now I'm just like, yeah, I hang out with everyone, then I go to sleep, make it, more just see what happens on stage type of thing. Like 85 South is on the show too, and they're really good at just like having fun, going with the flow, and that's what I want to be more than freaking out.
Right.
Pacing.
And they're also one of those people, they have enough going on where they're like,
exactly.
hey, the show's for fun.
Yeah.
If we lose the show, we're fine.
It's fine.
We got enough going on.
It's fine. And I'm such a character that even if a joke bombs, I can be like, what the fuck? So you don't like women? It's less about the joke and more like on stage at all times, you're just like a character.
And sometimes the joke bombing is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So
everyone has jokes that bomb.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to switch into the next segment. This is the first time we're doing this on
Okay, I'm nervous.
unlicensed therapy.
Was that a good story?
I thought I was really interested, and it was one of those things where I wanted to know about it, but didn't think I'd be interested, but I actually learned a lot.
Okay.
I thought I'd kind of already know how it goes.
There is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't realize to me, it sounds like, spring training of
It
baseball.
is.
Like you go there and you're on the team, but this is where you have to prove yourself.
It's
and
crazy.
And if you don't rise to the top, you're getting cut.
Dude, I've seen like in like those workshops, like so we're playing a game where you go up and do a joke and the guy comes up, bombs. Niall will be like, run it back, go back and write a new one. And then the guy has to try in front of everyone.
Again, and they
4
already all
times.
saw him bomb.
We all saw him
so
bomb.
there's a lot of pressure. Is there, if someone bombs, I'm sure part of you is like, man, sucks to be that guy. Do you give him a sympathy laugh the next joke?
No, I'm more just
No.
like,
Do you think he has it the second time around easier or harder? It's almost harder in some ways, right?
yeah,
Because
but
people are like, this guy sucks. What's he
True.
going to do now?
true, but it also forces them to come up with something. And then
Right.
Niall will be like, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Do you think, you wouldn't even be able to answer. I was going to say, do you think Niall has good taste in comedy and jokes? But
Yeah.
You'd have to say yes no matter what. But I'm sure he does, or he wouldn't have that job for that long.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're always trying to like just bring new stuff in because it's been on for so fucking long.
Right.
Everything's been heard. Every way you can hit on a woman has been done.
Yeah.
So
every racist black joke has been told.
yeah.
And every racist white joke has probably been told
exactly.
as well.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's cool. So the next segment is what's on our wrist. I'm a big watch guy lately after the month, so I do want to talk about what's on our wrist.
Okay.
That is pretty cool looking. What is that?
The brand is Breda.
Breda. Okay, I'm not familiar with that piece.
Me neither, actually. It was like maybe $140.
Nice. From where?
Breda.
Oh, there's a Breda store.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay,
well,
cool.
no, it was an Instagram ad.
Instagram. Oh, okay, there's an Instagram watch.
I am susceptible to
Instagram ads.
pulling up an Instagram ad. And then all of a sudden I'm dropping $500 on a brand I didn't even know existed. But I am honored that Instagram gives me luxury brands and not that this is luxury, but you know
it
how
looks like luxury.
You know how like if you're on Instagram and it's like a trash brand, you're like, fuck you, Instagram. Give me something nice. This one I bought over a year ago and hasn't tarnished at all.
I was going to ask you, do you know the specs of it at all? Do you know if it's real gold or what the glass is or water resistance?
I have no idea, but you can look closer.
Do you know if it's battery powered?
I have no idea. All I know is it's a nice little size. I like the green arrows, and I think it's nice and feminine. Yeah,
I feel like every girl now is into thin gold watches. I feel like that's in right now with girls, and I might just be saying that because I recently met two other girls who had similar watches.
Interesting. I think girls right now are into like thin jewelry.
Yeah,
they like layered accessories with big clothes.
Right.
Girls are really into like big clothes, little jewelry.
Yeah. I'm rocking the Casio. I believe the model number is the 1200. It's called the Casio Royale.
It's super cute. I like a Casio.
Do you actually like it?
Yeah, I do. You know what? I like those the Casio Girls Digital ones that have the stretchy.
Oh yeah, those are cute.
I've seen a bunch of people wear those.
So this watch, they call it the Casio Royale because there's an old Seiko watch that's in the James Bond movie Octopussy, and this kind of looks like that.
Okay, yeah.
And it came out, I think, around the time the Casino Royale came out with Daniel Craig. So,
how much was
it just got nicknamed $20.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really affordable.
How'd you do that?
That's just how much they cost. They're really affordable.
Really?
It has a 10-year battery life. It looks like it's metal, this one, but it's actually just plastic, painted silver. It has a stopwatch, world time, calendar, 5 different alarms. So it's very feature-filled. 100 meters water resistant, so you can go swimming in it.
Well, you know, I'm going to Australia.
Oh, that's right. I'm so jealous.
Actually, I'm thinking of getting a new watch before I go there, something a little more sporty.
This one, I believe, is, unless you're okay with the oversized one, is for men.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have a female equivalent.
I like Swatch, the one you sent me. I like this brand Swatch.
Oh, Swatches are cute.
Yeah.
My brother Jonah just got his first watch because of me, and he got a Swatch.
They're
and
cute.
That was my first watch.
The colors are fun. They always have new styles.
And there's like 3 Swatch stores in New York City.
Yes, there are.
What do you think this is kind of nerdy looking?
No, and we've talked about this when we were out in Houston with Theo. I don't think it's nerdy. I think you look like a guy who like works at Facebook.
But this one is, I feel like, nerdier looking than the other ones I've showed you.
The other one was smaller, so it seemed more low key. That one is definitely.
It has a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. It's gadgety. It's giving
gadget.
Inspector Gadget a little bit.
But you think overall,
but it doesn't
okay.
look too big on you.
Okay,
that would look
cool.
massive on me or a man with dainty hands. But you have big hands and big wrists.
I have a 7-inch wrist. It's pretty average, but yeah, I have long fingers.
I do too.
I'm good at finger banging. Oh yeah, you have
big
some
fingers.
Big fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's the wrist check. I encourage anyone listening to get into watches because there's 2 types of people. There's people with watches, and then there's classless peasants who haven't discovered watches yet.
Angel Reese.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She might wear a watch, but I have no idea. Obviously, you don't wear them on the basketball court.
I'm into the watch these days. I feel very mature.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I had a new respect for you when I noticed you wore watches.
Thanks, Ari.
Which food would you want on your body in the bedroom?
Okay, does it have to be
And
like
have you
sex
done this
oriented?
before?
I've never done food stuff.
Yeah, I would say this is for sex.
Okay, let me think. Okay, chocolate syrup leaves too much of a stain. Hot honey is crazy.
Hot honey, like the stuff they've been putting on pizza lately?
Yeah.
I feel like hot honey would be good, but you could, if I'm licking food off a girl's body, and it was hot honey, I think I'd only be able to do like one gulpful.
I know. It's a lot.
So I also have to be thinking like I'm
Super
going to
heavy.
be. For me, I think it's just classic whipped cream because you could have a lot of it. It cleans up fairly easily.
I've never really done that. I do like Cool Whip.
Yeah, Cool Whip would be a good one.
What about a nice Greek yogurt?
That could be good. Yeah, Greek yogurt. I feel like it wouldn't look
Nutella?
as clean.
Nutella? Too brown, though. It makes you, you know.
Unless the guy's into that. But I mean, chocolate syrup's also brown.
What about, I think it'd be hot for like a birthday present to do the sushi thing with your guy.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just
Right?
sushi.
Yeah.
On the person's
Yeah.
body.
Let
Yeah,
him
that's
eat
a great
it off,
one.
And then between rolls, he can, you know what I mean?
Sashimi.
Yeah.
That's a really good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, whipped cream and sashimi.
That's a good
separately.
That's a good idea. Is
Cream cheese even and sashimi.
Oh, what about like what if you did like a lox spread on your body? Like lox? Like a bagels
I'm not a
and lox
big,
thing?
I know this is controversial to say as a Jewish person, I don't like lox.
Really?
I'll eat them,
Love.
but not, when I go bagel and cream cheese, no lox.
Love lox. You guys like lox in this room? I like bagel, cream cheese, lox, capers, red onion.
Wow.
Fuck me up. Not
You
often
go
though. I
big.
don't often get bagels.
I mean, New York City has, I will say, I'm new to New York. The food here is not, what's the word? Like overhyped. The food here is next level
Yeah.
in New York City.
I think it's
better
great.
than any other city I've ever been to.
I think it's really good,
Better.
especially if you find your spot in your neighborhood. Good to go.
Here's the thing about, New York City. You could try a new restaurant every single night of the week.
Yeah.
You'll never run out of places to try. There's so many different boroughs. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Boroughs, and in each borough there's tons of good food. There's other places with good food.
Yeah.
Of course, like some of you thinking, oh yeah, well Chicago has deep dish pizza, this has that. New York has every food.
New York has
That's
every
good.
food and limitless.
Yeah.
Like you know how like, okay, we were in Houston. What's the best restaurants? Okay, after a week of living there, you're like, all right.
Yeah, I did it.
I've done
I conquered
everything.
this place.
Yeah.
And it's like still there's probably not a good sushi place in Houston. Maybe there is, but
Right.
here there's 10 good sushi places, 10 good Mexican, 10 good Italian, 10
Yeah.
good American. I had a Cuban place the other day.
I like that.
Thai food.
I like
everything.
the limitless feeling.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's all amazing.
Yeah.
So that's far and away the coolest part of New York.
What would
I
you
think.
put on your body?
I thought whipped cream, but now I really like your sashimi idea.
I like the sashimi
Yeah.
or like maybe like a breakfast afternoon tea. You could put your tea sandwiches. If I was on my stomach, put tea sandwiches on my back.
I don't even know what tea sandwiches are.
Oh, little Ari afternoon tea that they do in London.
I'm not cultured.
And then little sandwiches, tea. So cute.
I think the sashimi would be great because if you do whipped cream or syrup, chocolate syrup, it's going to make the body not taste very sweet.
Right.
But if you do sashimi, I feel like penis or vagina will taste great after that.
That's what I think. I think you do
Yeah.
a piece of sashimi and then you go down and lick,
Yeah.
and then you do a little tease.
I'm surprised
Right?
there's not more food in the porno industry and porn. Like, I
Yeah.
don't see that many food porns.
Me neither.
And it's not even something I'm really necessarily into. I'm just surprised now that we're talking about it that I haven't seen a lot of that.
Were
She's
you and
like-
I talking about the stepbrother, stepsister thing?
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's really that's so popular. But that one I understand because people just like watching things that are wrong.
Yeah.
That's the appeal of that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is taboo. This
Right.
isn't supposed to be happening,
Right.
but it is. That's
Right.
what's hot about that. Because
Right.
I don't even have a sister or let alone a stepsister.
Right.
And it still turns me on.
Yeah, I don't have a brother and I'm not really into stepbrother stuff.
Not yet.
Freaks me out,
You
right.
got to give it more chances.
Mhm.
Have you ever felt the pressure to be a clean comedian?
A couple times. Yeah, definitely.
What do you have specific times or just in general?
Seeing your friends get late night sets,
Yeah.
seeing your friends do colleges,
Mm-hmm.
cruises when you're in a rut, you're like, I gotta clean this up.
Yeah.
Doing opening for people in like places like Connecticut, feeling super abrasive. Anytime there's like an audition around the corner, I'm like,
Mhm.
a JFL's coming, gotta come up
Okay,
with
cool.
clean. Mostly it's like I want to do a late night set too.
Mm-hmm.
So you start writing clean.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
All those things hit right at home for me. Yeah. I haven't been feeling it lately, but
Me neither.
I remember used to going like, maybe that person's doing it right. Like maybe I'd be working more if I was clean. But
yeah, I definitely on the come up when like I had friends like, like I had a friend opening for Brian Regan and I'm like, fuck, he's getting so much. These people are like really getting a lot of opportunities because so I had a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Before for being clean and everyone's talking about clean comedy and working and Nate Bargatze, clean comedy. And now I'm like, I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
And then eventually you're like, I just got to do what's funny to me.
Yeah.
And what's me.
Yeah.
Do you have advice for 12 to 13-year-old gingers out there?
Yeah. Like, I think that if you're feeling really pale and you're self-conscious about it, just accept the fact that there's nothing you can do.
It's out of your control.
Don't do self-tanner. Don't try to sit out in the sun. Don't try to change anything. Don't feel weird at the pool. You're just going to be pale forever. You're never going to tan. Just accept it. Don't do self-tanner. And
I'd say it gets better. When you're a kid ginger, you kind of stand out in the pile. You're a little weird looking. As you get older, you mature. You grow into that look. There's plenty of people that are attracted to gingers, women and men.
People fetishize it.
Yeah, people fetishize it. You're unique. It's a unique feature you'll have.
But growing up, it's super embarrassing, especially the pool and the beach or any sort of sports, any summer activities. Your mom sends you with sunscreen everywhere you go.
Well, that's some good advice.
You have to like unlearn that you're not a freak of nature.
What about sunburns? Are they worse?
Yes.
Do you ever look like just a lobster?
They're horrible. They're horrible. You're in pain. Like you feel like you have the flu.
I heard that gingers are going extinct.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So that's pretty interesting. So maybe think about that and think about you got to keep the lineage going and be proud that you're one of the last gingers.
But even if I have sex with a ginger, we still have the recessive gene. Like it's really hard to...
Yeah, but you have a much better chance. So yeah, I'd say try and keep it. Yeah, if you're a ginger, try to just hook up with other gingers if you can.
I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a ginger girl than a ginger guy. That's hard.
Me too, but even ginger guys, like, I think they grow into it.
Yeah,
when you're a kid ginger boy, you look like shit, but when you hit 40 and you're ginger, it's almost hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
Your hair darkens.
That's true.
It's
ginger, I think ginger boys are actually really cute, but ginger men, I'm like, no.
I'm the opposite.
Not to say I'm dating them, but
like some people, like I'd say Santino is a good-looking ginger.
Yeah,
There's people they kind of grow into it. Francis, they get darker as you age.
Yeah,
and it's almost hard to tell. You almost look like you might have been a blonde boy.
Cute.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's not that bad. Keep your head up is what I'd say. Don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself.
Yeah. What are your Have you ever told a stranger to stop doing something? Maybe they did something annoying. Maybe they're being loud, something like that. Because you're pretty reserved. I don't see you as a confrontational person.
I know. Well, we had a confrontation.
Well, that person, but that person started it. I'm wondering.
I know. Well, you told him to stop.
Right, but he started it.
Right.
I'm saying if there's someone, if you're at a restaurant and someone's at a table next to you and they're being annoying, would you ever turn to them and say, "Can you stop?" If you're at a movie theater, like. Have you ever confronted someone?
Yes. One time my friend Stuart and I, she's a girl, we went on a double date to the movie Knives Out. Okay. And it was in Queens near my house. And there were kids like just theater hopping all day. It was like a Sunday. So kids were theater hopping. And these kids like hopped into Knives Out like 40 minutes in.
So the movie had already started.
Yeah.
So
and they come in, popcorn flying everywhere, just fucking talking. I wasn't the one, but Stuart actually stood up and was like, "You need to shut up." And then she got a security guard.
Wow.
And then by the time the security guard came, the kids were gone. So she looked crazy. But that was the biggest thing. I'm really, really not. One time my friend was coughing a lot and I told her to stop and it made me feel like a bitch for like 4 years.
Say, she can't even control. No one wants to be coughing a lot.
No, I know. Trust me. It was a stressful day. We were coming home from Memphis. We got stuck in a storm was coming through New York. So we couldn't get out of Memphis. She was coughing all day and we were at like the Delta service desk and I was like, "The coughing, stop."
In which she must have felt horrible.
She was like,
yeah. Wow.
So that was the biggest thing.
I'm proud of you for admitting to that.
My mom.
At least you recognize it.
Yeah, definitely. I sometimes have like misophonia.
You apologized to her?
Or
no?
I think I did when we were sitting down for food later.
Okay.
Yeah. I have massive like misophonia.
What's misophonia?
It's like when someone like has like a hard candy in their mouth and it's like you can feel like you're in their mouth. You're like,
oh,
stop.
Got it. So
Gum
you don't like
chewing.
mouth noises.
No, mouth noises like snapping.
Chewing, open mouth eating.
Yeah. Open mouth eating, snapping of your gum, popping of your ugh.
Licking your lips.
Piss me off. Don't lick your lips. When Uber drivers make noises, that shit pisses me off. I find it
Sucking
offensive.
boobs.
Absolutely.
Do you hate it when a guy sucks your boob because you don't like the mouth noises he's making?
No, it's mostly inner mouth. So
Inner
someone
mouth,
has a
okay.
hard candy knocking around there. Or
Got it.
my mom, when she eats popcorn, that shit pisses me off. I'll have to leave the room. But even if I leave the room, in my head, when the noise is gone, I still know the noise is happening. So it's almost better for me to sit with the noise because it's worse to know
so
that it's
I'm
happening.
learning that you're mentally ill.
Yes, absolutely.
I went to Cats the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a guy. The tables are kind of close to each other because they're trying to fit as many people into
Yeah.
Cats as they can. It's a
Yeah.
crowded place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting back to back with another guy who's sitting at the table behind me. And there's a decent amount of room, but he has his chair backed out so much that I have to be like all the way in. And I
Right.
was just like,
I hate
this guy's
that.
an asshole.
Yeah.
So I did. I didn't want to. I was very hesitant. I was like, this is so uncomfortable. It's so awkward. But I was like, excuse me, sir, can you scoot in your chair? And I was so glad I did. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And he did it right away. But it was one of those
Yes.
moments where I'm like, I think I'm growing up because I think a previous version of me would never have said anything.
Right. Absolutely. What about like airports get me really on edge? You know, we spend so much time in airports because of the travel, and I feel like it reduces people to their lowest level of
Putting up with things.
other
they're on edge.
other people are slow. People got their luggage behind them dragging. They'll stop in front of an escalator. They're like, "Are we going?" And if that happens, I will actually be like, "You need to move." I will say that out loud. Like if people are
Yeah, you're stopping in the middle of a place where people are walking.
Yeah, I
You need to
will
be
actually.
mindful.
Airports fire me up to like be pretty honest.
It's like if you're gonna stop, go over to the side.
Yeah.
It's kind of like pulling over
Yeah.
in your car.
Yeah.
You don't when you pull over your car, you don't
Yeah.
just stop where you're driving.
Yeah, I will say something like that. Like you need to move. There was one time I was leaving, I think JFK, and they had like the massive revolving doors, and you step in, and I had someone come in the same one with me, the same like revolving door.
Did you say something?
I look behind me, I go, oh. And then she was like, I'm so sorry. And I just like fluttered away. It's very like Curb Your Enthusiasm. But that's how I'll like make people feel bad with like passive aggressive, like, oh, okay.
Hearing that story made me want to go into someone's revolving door with them. just
Yeah,
to
you
how they
should see what
react.
happens.
Yeah. Sounds like a good way to meet someone. This year, at the Sydney Royal Easter Show
Australia?
in Australia,
I'll be
because
there.
you're going there,
Yes, okay.
they banned rap music because they are trying to crack down on violence.
Okay. Is there violence there?
I don't know. Apparently, there was violence in previous times. So this year, there is a new rule: no rap music allowed. That will be implemented at the mass event. Oh, because last year there was a fatal stabbing.
Oh, okay.
But to me, rap music specifically is banning that. Is that racist? Like that seems strange to me to say. Like, rap music causes violence.
Yeah, it is a little suspicious. I feel like they could just have security or something.
Security, and it's like, okay, so how come you're not banning
Classical.
screamo?
Yeah.
Or
Right?
classical.
Yeah.
Like, why are you associating rap music with violence?
Yeah, it's weird to ban an entire genre that people like to listen to.
So is Sydney Royal Easter Show racist is my question.
Yes.
Yes, they are racist. Or are they saying, hey, we've noticed that the people who come for the rap music are violent people. And we have, last year someone got stabbed during
I
the
feel
rap
like if
music.
one person got stabbed, they could just up security.
Right. They say, hey, listen, we've been doing this festival. But is it racist if they say, hey, we've been doing this festival for 40 years. We have all sorts of music. There's been one stabbing fatally, and it was at a rap show. So we're banning rap shows.
Right.
Is that still racist to say that?
I feel like it's reductive. I don't know, racist. But
I guess the
feel-
question is if there's a stabbing this year at a rock concert, are they going to ban rock? I
Right.
guess it's hard to say. But But yeah, I don't know. So you feel like it is a little racist?
Yeah, a little bit, and stupid in my opinion.
Fair enough.
I don't have a lot of hot takes.
What is the worst date you've ever had in New York City?
In New York City,
because New York City is a huge dating town. I've realized
Yeah, it
just from this
is.
week of being here. Everyone I meet, they're like, I've gone on 3 dates this week. Every single person I met is dating more than I've ever heard of in my life.
I have to think. I haven't had horrible ones. I've just had like, bleh.
So you have no like one where you're like, holy shit, that was a bad date.
In my early 20s, I went on a lot of dates, a lot of online dates. And, like one guy, I don't know, I kind of catfished him too. So that's fair.
You catfish? You used to put pictures of you that didn't look like you?
I just would only put my face and I was fat.
You were fat?
Yeah,
Were
I
you
told
fat?
you that.
But were you actually fat or were you just thick?
What are you, Oprah, interviewing Meghan Markle?
I didn't know she said
Were
that.
you? She
I just can't imagine you being fat.
I thought I told you that.
I think you did, but I just don't believe it.
I'll show you photos after. I was like 200 pounds.
200?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
I'm
that's
130
you're,
now
how tall
or
are
so.
you?
5'7".
Yeah, okay. You were fat.
Yeah, my skeleton.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So this was at the end, senior year of college, I gained 60 pounds. Just depression and
Just general depression.
stress. And I had lost a lot of weight the year before in a pretty unhealthy way. So then it all came back.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was stress eating and stuff. It just all came back. I was binging and
So you have it
super
in you to
stressed.
get fat easily if you don't take care of yourself.
But I don't think so anymore because it's kind of stabilized the past few years. And no matter how bad of like a week or a weekend I have, I just stop eating at some point. That was what happened when I got fat. I couldn't stop eating.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop.
That's
It
how
felt
I
like
have it.
biological.
But what I mean is like when I say you have it in you.
I don't think I do.
But when I say that, I mean like if I like obviously I'm not super skinny and I could gain weight,
Mm-hmm.
but if I ate like shit every day, I'm never gonna be really fat. I'll
Right.
just be kind of like I'll have a gut.
Right.
You'll get fat if you
Yeah.
eat like shit. You don't have the best metabolism.
Yeah, I
Naturally.
could. But I was eating so much food. It was
Yeah, it was like a
crazy.
job. You were
Yeah.
eating just 4 meals
I was
a day.
eating like I was prepping for a roll. I was like literally, and then I lost a bunch. I'm like Christian Bale. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just gaining, losing weight. But now it's stabilized for the past 4 years or so. So I do feel like there used to be that thing where like I'd have a crazy weekend of binging and going crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going back to my old ways.
Got
And now
it.
I'm better at being like,
So when you were 200 pounds,
Yeah.
you had old pictures of yourself on the dating app.
Yes.
And you'd show up and the guys,
I had a guy meet me. We're like, oh, let's just meet in Union Square and find somewhere from there. And we met at the McDonald's in Union Square. And he goes, well, I don't want to get a drink.
he just said, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like instantly within 1 minute or what did he say?
Within like 20 minutes.
So he talked to you for a little bit at McDonald's.
And he's like, so what else? Because like, I don't, if I'm going to be honest, I don't want to get a drink.
I guess respect for being
Yeah.
honest.
I was like, I get it.
But did he say like, you don't look like your pictures?
No, but I
nothing
got
like
it.
That? Yeah.
I got it.
Wow. So
I could tell.
Did that crush you on the inside? I mean, obviously it can't feel good. But did it make you go, I got to lose weight or I got to
think
put
I went
up
home
new
and-
honest pictures?
No, I think I went home and binged.
Binge date.
Yeah.
Got it.
I moved to New York and I was a fat fuck for a little bit. And then I started to lose weight in 2017 just because we were walking a lot, stopped drinking, got into comedy, had something to focus on that wasn't.
What were you doing before comedy in New York? Just working?
I worked for a college and was doing stuff there and was just kind of binge eating the whole time.
New York would be a hard place to be a fat fuck because the food's so good. There's so much good food.
I know. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard for the first year.
Yeah, it's hard
I
to
just kept
not
getting
eat.
fatter and fatter.
Just like even not eating any pizza in
I
New
know.
York would be really hard.
It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awful. So that was bad. I went on a date with a guy who was quoting someone and then he said the N-word.
Just randomly.
Yeah.
But he was quoting someone.
Yeah, but still.
You've heard me say it.
Yeah, but I was like, come on.
Wow.
I'm a lady.
Well, that's how the guy from JFL got fired.
I know.
Quoting a black
I know.
guy.
And the guy, this same guy who said the N-word, like, we split the bill.
Ooh,
Yeah.
first date.
And I'm not really like,
So-
you have to pay, but I'm more just like,
Well, if you like a girl and it's a first date, I feel like you pay. I'm not the type where I'm like the guy should pay every time if you guys are in a relationship, but you got to show her that were raised as a gentleman.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. But terrible dates. I had a guy black out on me once, and I had to put him on a bus home back to his neighborhood. It was in Brooklyn. That was crazy.
Those are pretty bad dates. Yeah, you've had some pretty bad ones, I'd say. All three of those experiences.
Yeah, that was like, these were all within a couple months. Went on a date with a guy who told me he was sober. That sucked. I was like,
that's the
really?
Deal breaker? He's sober? That should be like,
he was like
we'll
sober
go do other things.
just like since he was a kid. Like he never got into drinking.
And that made you go, oh, never. To me, if a girl told me she was sober, I'd like it. I'd be like,
I
that's
didn't
cool.
hate it, but it was like he was like playing dumb. Like he was like, I just like give them my card, and I was like, yeah, you leave the tab. I was like, you're 30. Don't act like you don't know how to leave a tab open.
Oh, so he was like a naive little baby.
He was like, what even is an IPA? And I was like, damn, I didn't realize how much.
Was he drinking with you? He's like, I'm sober, but I'm gonna have a drink with you.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I didn't realize how much like drinking was like a value to me within someone else in a relationship, or at least knowing what the fucking IPA is.
I see, and I'm the opposite. Where I had a girlfriend once who was drinking like not even a lot, but like every night she would have to have a drink or two, and it became such a turnoff for me. I was like, why do you have to drink every day?
I dated a guy who I was trying to keep up with his drinking, and it just crumbled. Because he drank so much.
Yeah. And same thing has happened with weed too. I never thought, because I used to be a pothead.
Yeah.
And I always thought like, I don't care if someone smokes.
Yeah.
Do you. Smoke every day. Smoke all day. Be a pothead.
Right.
And then I dated a girl who was a stoner and she was high every night. And I became this thing where I was like, oh, you're stoned again? Like you're always stoned. It was gross.
Yeah, right? I like someone who, like, we're both kind of always sober, but then we'll drink every so often.
Yeah, have fun here and there.
Everything's kind of normal.
How do you wash your fruit when you buy fruit?
Dude, I literally don't. I'm disgusting. I'm so fucking
do you
lazy.
rinse it underwater?
No.
You just eat it, preservatives and everything.
Yeah, I'm fucking
nasty. You just
nasty.
take the fruit out and put it in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm way too lazy.
Wow.
Is that bad?
I'll
pop it in.
I don't know. No, I don't think it's bad if you enjoy it, but I'm just surprised that you want to eat all those preservatives for yourself.
Is it preservatives or are you talking about
pesticides?
Okay.
That's what I meant. Pesticides.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
Cancer.
I also
Chemicals.
assume like
poison. Literally poison for
I
bugs.
know.
So you're eating small amounts of poison every time you eat fruit. And it's funny too because you eat fruit to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
You're eating fruit instead of candy or ice cream. You're like, I'm gonna have fruit. I'm gonna be a little healthier.
Yeah.
And then you're just shoving poison in your mouth.
I know, isn't it crazy? And I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
And you never wash them.
Or
rarely.
Never.
The reason
but
I
mostly
asked
bananas and oranges. So.
Yeah. The reason I asked you that is I had blueberries today.
Okay.
And I rinsed them off with water.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend was like, those don't look clean. And I'm like, I rinsed them off with water. And she's like, that's all you did? I spray mine with soap or an all-purpose cleaner and then rinse it off with water.
Really?
And I'm like, really? I didn't even know people did that.
Wait, really?
You do that, Patrick?
No, I don't think people are doing soap.
She said she saw a TikTok on it and that's what you got to do. And then Jonah.
Even berries, I won't even put water on because I don't like wet fruit and berries.
You're supposed to. And then Jonah said he cooks for this food expert guy. And the guy said, yeah, no, you should really clean your fruit because it's not good to eat like that. So now
I'm so lazy. I'm really lazy. I get my groceries delivered.
You are lazy. You sleep all day every time.
Yeah.
I'm with you on tour too.
I know.
You just sleep.
Actually, I've been better. Biz always makes fun of me because I slept so much. But last year when I was sleeping a lot, I was super depressed and anxious in a relationship I was in.
The one with us you were? You were
last
depressed?
summer. When we were doing
the New York relationship you were in. Was that moment?
No, the long distance one with the guy.
Got it.
So it was easier for me to sleep all day than face the fact that I was dating someone who didn't like me.
Damn, dude.
I know, yeah.
Damn. Is there anything in your life that I could help you with?
Oh,
could be anything.
Maybe like me starting a new podcast. You could help me.
Love to. Well,
make it good.
We're probably not allowed to talk about it, but you got an exciting new podcast you're going to be starting.
So
that's very
listen
cool.
up. I think that's it. If I get a new watch for Australia, I think you could advise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know who else I just saw is going to Australia is Mark Normand.
I saw that.
He's
he posted
doing a tour.
that. Yeah, I saw
cool.
that. Yeah.
Whole flashy
That's
thing.
cool. That must mean he's probably going to do U.S. theaters soon. a lot of people
He's
will
already
do.
doing theaters in the U.S.
He is? I thought
Yeah.
he was doing clubs still.
He does a lot of clubs still, but no, I did a theater with him in Portland.
okay.
He's doing like
Okay.
12
Okay.
to 1,500 seaters.
I could see him like announcing a big theater tour though,
Yeah,
like Shane did.
It's coming for
'Cause
sure.
Shane did Australia
Yeah.
and then did,
Yeah, no, those guys
Very
are
exciting.
killing
How
it.
cool would it be to be like a very good comedian and then social media gets huge? Like, I think it'd be awesome to be Sam Morril right now. You're in your prime and now everyone's blowing up on clips. That's so cool. I feel a little
you mean
bit
just
more.
all those guys like Shane,
yeah,
Sam.
yeah. To like have access
their
to that.
dream is just coming true and
Yeah.
they've worked for it.
Yeah.
It's not like,
Yeah.
oh, I've been doing comedy 3 years and I
No.
blew up and I'm doing
No.
theaters. No, they've been doing it for
Yeah.
over 10 plus years.
Yeah.
They're known as really funny guys and then they get kind of like what they deserve.
And they can afford to pay like a videographer to cut all their stuff up. Ugh,
Yeah.
so ideal.
I mean, they're doing the dream.
Great for them.
But I think no matter, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think most people, no matter when they get something and how they get it, every comedian has an ego and is a little entitled and like is going to feel bitter and feel like they should have gotten it sooner.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, even if I blew up right now, even though it'd be incredible and awesome, I think I'd be like, yeah, where were you guys 5 years ago?
Right.
I've been funny.
Right.
Bitches.
Wow. I don't have that as much.
No, I'm a bitter.
Dude, I do like
sociopath.
affirmations and stuff. So I'm like, everything happens at the right time. The universe is on my side.
How'd you learn that stuff?
Being in a bad relationship and forcing every white woman who does gratitude and affirmations has been abused
So
because it's like a way to train our brain.
therapy? Did you learn it in therapy?
No, more just kind of like
Research?
listening to podcasts, reading self-help books, accepting the law of detachment. Have you heard of that?
De-loft attachment?
The law of detachment.
Oh, that's a book?
Staying detached from the outcome will make it happen. That's what they say.
Right. You don't want to overthink it,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for it, Patrick? You don't have to. I put you on the spot here. I didn't prepare you for that.
Did I bomb? I feel like I'm bombing right now.
No, you didn't bomb at all. You're doing great.
Oh, okay. I got a good question.
Okay.
If you had to eat one like culture of cuisine for the
Okay.
rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Oh, probably.
That's like a good first date question.
That's a good one. Probably Mexican because it's like so one day quesadilla, the next day tacos, nachos, a little torta,
Mexican.
elote, quesadilla. Did I already say
You
that?
said quesadilla twice.
I
and
love
that's okay.
tres
They're great.
leches. I feel like you can vary it up.
I love Mexican ice cream. I love Mexican candy.
I love guacamole.
I love Mexican people. They're
I
hard
love
workers.
fajitas.
Oh, fajitas are good.
I think the
yeah.
menu is expansive.
Carne asada, chicken, fish. They got it all.
I agree. I think
Fish tacos.
I agree. Mexican,
Fried,
I think.
unfried. I will say
yeah.
the one area of food in New York City that I think isn't as good as California, Mexican.
Yeah. Texas has good Mexican too.
Texas has
Tex-Mex,
good Mexican
yeah.
food. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Arizona.
I like when I was in Arkansas, like massive. That's what I like about the South, just massive restaurants.
When you say massive, I
restaurants.
mean like large
Yeah.
and how many tables there are
Yeah.
inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Because
The
land's so
drinks
cheap there.
come
Rent's
this
so
big.
cheap.
Yeah. Margarita this big. Huge chips and guacamole at the beginning. $15 entrees.
Yeah, for like $100 more a month, you can get a restaurant that's twice the size as the other restaurant. So it's like you might as well go big restaurant.
Go big restaurant.
Yeah.
That's the problem with New York is all the places are teeny tiny.
Do you see yourself living in New York City till the end of time?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the next few years. Always LA is an option if someone wants me to go there for
the
some
right
reason.
job, of course. Yeah.
Right now, I really like it here. My family's in upstate New York.
Mhm.
It all depends on if I have kids and if I have the money and if I want to raise them in the suburbs or here.
If I give you $1 million right now, would you buy a condo in NYC?
I don't know, because the idea of like raising kids in New York sounds horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
The preschool thing, the daycare, all that, like applying to all that stuff, it sounds so much
You have to
easier.
apply like they only
Yeah.
certain kids get in.
Dude, you gotta fucking search for the daycare and the pre-K and get them tested and then get them into fucking Stuyvesant High School and all that bullshit. I can just move to Buffalo and raise them in a normal town.
But I do feel
Public
like
school.
everyone I've met who is from New York City and from the city says it's cool and they're glad they grew up here.
Yeah, well, their parents hate their lives. I would probably, if I had a kid, I would probably do suburbs or like a smaller city.
I feel like every kid who grows up in New York City or even Los Angeles has trauma in their life.
That's
like
what
they've
I
seen
feel
too much.
too.
They've seen like a prolapsed butthole
I
on the side of the
know.
street from
I
a
know.
homeless guy.
And they were doing like Adderall snorts at age 13. And
Yeah, they get exposed to drugs, people dying of drug overdoses.
They're dating like 30-year-old guys when they're in high school.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something to be said
It's
for
true.
like public school.
I think they lose their innocence
I think so too.
if you grow up in a big city.
Yeah.
You got to grow up in a small town to preserve your self-identity and who God wanted you to be.
I'm ready to be like in my 40s, just like a mom who like works out in the morning, gets the kids ready, reading glasses.
What age is the oldest you would want to be to have a kid? Because I'm
38.
Yeah, because I'm 33 and I'm like, my time's running out.
Dude, I feel like it got scary when I turned 28 because we went from like double digits away to like, oh shit. Oh, it's closer than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, anything can happen. I'm like, no, logistically, it's like really close. It's like one college away. You know what I mean? And college was 4 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like one
less than that
thing away.
Because I used to think my parents were slightly old when they had me. They were 31,
Mm-hmm.
30. And now I'm older than that.
I know.
And I barely have a girlfriend.
My parents were, I know. My parents were that age too. And I'm like, fuck. Luckily, I'm Irish, so I feel like I'm pretty fertile. My grandma had 12 kids, but it is pretty scary.
I feel like times are changing, at least in LA and New York City. Maybe we're in our bubble, but I do feel like people are waiting to do things. It used to be, oh yeah, sure, 25 is time. Now it's not
But
like
I don't
that.
want to deal with like IVF. I don't want
What's
to.
IVF?
When you have to like inject hormones with the shots to make.
You could do the surrogate.
Freezing the eggs as well.
I think surrogate's the move. Then you don't have to blow out that snatch.
Fair. I do actually think surrogate would be the move because especially after having been a chunky motherfucker, I'm like, I'm not ruining this now for a kid.
80 grand to not have to go through pregnancy and childbirth. Sign me up.
I know, seriously. And then there's also freezing your eggs, which I could do, which I kind of want to do.
A lot of girls are doing that these days. That's pretty popular.
Yeah.
I want to freeze everything.
Yeah.
Freeze one of my kidneys, freeze this. I might need it later.
Evolutionary, I feel like women should up the age of when we can have kids soon.
Like through a surgery type of thing?
No,
or
just
through a
like
pill?
naturally.
Just naturally.
I feel like
women
it
be able
should
to have
happen. It's too early.
Also, if we're living to 100 now.
I know.
But also, it's not too early. Menopause comes when you're like in your 50s,
I know, but now
right?
it should come later. Everything should be later.
Yeah. That'd be good.
I don't know.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. New York. Theo, that's how we know each other.
Yeah, we know each other from opening up for the Rat King.
We've spent a lot of time together.
Theo Vaughn, we've spent a lot of time together on the road. We've become friends.
Sleeping on buses.
Sleeping on tour bus.
Weirdo backstages of venues. People don't get it. The same way you didn't know Wild and Out was like that. People don't know what touring with.
People think it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Especially the tour bus life. They're like, oh, that sounds glamorous. It's the opposite. Hotels are way nicer, I've
awful.
realized. Staying on a
Awful.
tour bus is like camping almost.
Dude, and you have to get all your stuff back into the new venue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Venue doesn't have hot water. Oh, towels are tiny. Towels are wet. Oh, you forgot your shampoo and you're already in the shower. Go fuck yourself.
A lot of that.
And guess what? You have 6 hours to kill and chairs to sit in.
Yeah,
There's
literally chairs,
no,
just like this.
there's nowhere else.
No couch, no bed.
No, and it's cold backstage. Yeah, it actually kind of sucks.
Yeah, tour bus. But it is cool getting this experience of opening for people because it makes me think like, okay, if I ever make it, I'll do it this way.
Right.
I'll do it like this.
Right.
I'll do it like that.
Right.
But yeah, opening up. What do you think about the differences? This is probably a cliche topic on a podcast between which do you like better, theaters or clubs?
Clubs for now. For me, myself, I feel like more fun in myself in clubs. Theaters, I'm getting used to. I'll have sets where I'm like, oh, I was really in my element. Not even like killing, but more just like, oh, I felt like myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started doing theaters, I felt very like performative and super nervous. Clubs are just so fun.
I think clubs, the reason why I like them better is because they have a level of consistency.
Yeah.
For the most part, they have it really dialed in for comedy.
Yes.
There's
No
still
matter
bad clubs.
which club you're in.
Yeah, there's still clubs
agree.
that don't have it right, but for the most part,
Yeah.
it's a small room with
Yeah.
black walls and the sound set up for comedy, the laughter echoes. Theaters, you kind of don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes
That's
they're
what I
good,
was-
and sometimes
I
they're for
know.
music, and sometimes the sound guys don't know what they're doing.
It's so crazy. That's why with Theo, it's like every gig is different. That's why it's hard to know because every room is different.
Right.
Every crowd is, everything is so different. That's why the clubs, I think, are better
Yeah,
too.
they don't know how to handle hecklers at theaters because they're just not, that's not the culture. The culture is just like, yep, another event.
And for
Here's
the most
this
part,
event.
when we do these runs, we're in a different city every night. So it's like, we never know. With the
Yeah.
Houston, we were in Houston for 4 days. And by the end, you're like, all right, I think I got the hang of that one.
Yeah.
But when you do like one night, you're like, I have no idea if any of these are good.
Amen.
It's really hard.
Amen, brother. I think that's it. Thanks for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. I think some of these questions are pretty good knowledge for people.
Yeah. I
Like
think
how
so
to
too.
help 12-year-old gingers.
Absolutely.
Little black boys and little black girls. I think we
Absolutely.
helped.
LBBs, yeah.
LBBs, bad dates. Yeah, I think we covered a good amount. How long were we recording for? Yeah. Okay. Thanks for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.